Welcome everybody to Cooking with Friends here at White Oak Estate and Gardens right here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And of course I have with me my executive chef of the estate, Pete Page. And Pete, nice to have you on the set
morning,
today.
Chef. Good to be here.
Now this may confuse a lot of you folks, but this is one of the rarest, one of the most important, one of the most exciting vegetables in South Louisiana. This is the Ishreal Thibodaux white mirliton. And mirliton, as most of you know, may be called chayote squash in your local grocery store, but that's the green variety. Pete, grab me one of those right there. See that? This green one right here is what you're going to find when you go into the grocery stores. Right. But this right here is the last of the white variety that was preserved right here through vines given to me by Ishreal Thibodaux many years ago, and we were able to save one vine and thus be able to capture this mirliton, hopefully for the world to taste. Beautiful, beautiful vegetable, very clean, kind of nondescript in its flavor, right?
Right, so it takes a lot of other flavors. It'll absorb whatever you want to put with it.
And I would take this and cut it in half. See, the root would be coming out of the bottom. It's actually planted this way. The root comes out, makes a vine, and of course we can grow hundreds of these on the vine, which I know you've seen in some of our so Pete, what does it look like when it's all poached?
Right, so we cut it in half just like you said.
I want to get a nice close-up too of that seed right there. See, that's the seed on the inside. That's the embryo that eventually would create the root right here. Okay,
right, absolutely. We poached it for about 30 minutes, so it's nice and tender like this. And one thing that you pointed out to me, for those of you at home that want to try this, is God gave you directions on how to cut a mirliton. There's a line right down the bottom, so you never cut it across the line. You cut it right straight with that line. That's right, and that's how you line up.
And you can see the green right here too. That's where the root eventually would come out to create the vine that would make about 1,000 of these. You know, I'm exaggerating, but you know. All right, let's get in my cast iron pot. We're going to do a beautiful mirliton, or chayote squash as we call it. We'll do a nice bisque. So I'm putting in some melted butter in here. And of course, as we do with everything else in Louisiana, and Ryan over there with that camera, you can see this is what makes the magic. This is a symphony. This is where the music comes from in our pot. Onion, celery, bell pepper, 2 colors, garlic. Look at this, not just chopped. We slice it across the grain, smoked andouille sausage to give it, because the mirliton is kind of a nondescript flavor. You have to add a lot to it. So into the pot, you got that? Look at that. Woo! Beautiful, huh? Oh, I like when the pot talks to you. Look at that.
Yeah, that crackle is a good sign.
Yeah, that pot is saying, I'm ready to go. So I'm going to wilt these vegetables really nice here. Now, Pete, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit flour. I'm going to make a white roux. So I wish you could smell the smoke here, guys. I'm going to add a little white roux to it, and white roux is just flour. The flour is going to pick up the butter in the bottom of this pot, and that's going to create the thickening agent. And Ryan, you might want to kind of get a little tight on here just to kind of show how the flour has just sucked up all of that butter down in there, and it's made a really nice tight roux. And of course you can see the all of that. Now, Pete, I'm going to take the mirliton. Do you have it ready to go? I do. The ones that's already scooped out there?
So I've got these. That's the inside of the scoop.
Let Ryan get a good shot of that. Now, that's actually the shell,
That's
right?
the shell. We don't waste everything.
Put a little bit of that in here. I got it. We teamwork here.
Deal.
All right, there you go, Ryan. So you got the shell of the mirliton and the meat of the mirliton all coming together nicely. I'm going to pour that in. This is a bisque that we're doing, or a soup, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'm going to stir that around nicely and kind of get that in the pot really good. Once that's stirred in, I wish you could smell the garlic and the onions and the celery. It's just beautiful. Yeah. And now, Pete, my flour is cooked. I want to cook the flour just long enough to get that flour, that pasty taste out of it, and let that flour absorb all of the smoke and the vegetables, the garlic. And now, Pete, you ready to put some of my stock in here? What kind of stock do we have?
This is crawfish stock. I got a little extra mirliton.
A little extra mirliton, good.
So this is just made with the shells. You can actually make it from a crawfish boil. Right. If you've got some leftover crawfish you don't know what to use.
Looks really good. Well, I'm going to put the crawfish in first. Okay. Y'all, crawfish in season here in Louisiana. So I'm going to go ahead. They're already peeled. And of course, you can use shrimp in your own area, or you can use crab meat, lobster, whatever you want to do. And oh, look, I want all of that juice. And I'm going to stir that around nicely. Pete, go ahead and put in our stock.
All right, here we go.
Oh yeah, now the stock's gonna pick up all of that beautiful, just keep on going, Pete, pour it on in there. This is a soup, and a bisque is normally a little thicker, so we just want to get, Ryan, you got to get in this pot. Keep going, one more good ladle.
One more ladle it is.
Ryan, get down in that pot. Look how beautiful that is.
Look at those tails.
I'm gonna add a little heavy whipping cream just for extra mortal sin. I'm gonna put that in the pot right there.
Then we got a little bit of fresh chopped tarragon, and a little bit of nutmeg, which is very French.
All right, now y'all, let's take a look in that tureen right there. Take the lid up and let's get a nice look.
Deal.
Get a nice scoop. Take a look at that. The crawfish is in there, just absolutely beautiful. I'm going to throw a little extra spice just for the heck of it in there.
All right.
Ishreal Thibodaux white mirliton, y'all. This is our effort to save this beautiful white chayote squash, and I want to thank David Hubble, and I want to thank all of the guys who's working on the Ishreal Thibodaux preservation project to save this vine right here. Hey, let's eat.
You want to try some, Chef? I'm telling you.
I'm ready.
It's nothing like it.